You want to see more robots? Okay, I'm gonna give you more robots. What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is Webster's. We're talking about Transformers last night. This is episode number 189, and in this episode, I'm going to respond to some of your comments, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about the toys. First of all, let's talk about this poster right here. This is the final poster for Transformers last night. What I showed you previously was the international poster, and I'm not too crazy about it just because it looks like a rushed Photoshop job. It's just a mishmash of random images, and it looks very rushed put together. And I believe it's the international poster mainly because, well, if you look at this poster and this banner, they have what the poster has, I believe it's German writing, and then this banner has Russian writing on it. So those are the international posters, but this is the final poster, and I really like this one. This is quite an improvement, mainly because, well, first of all, I gotta say that Stonehenge was a really nice touch, okay? You got Stonehenge at the bottom, it shoots a beam of light, which divides the poster in half, and then it says two worlds collide, one survives. On the left half, you see the heroes. On the right side, you see an evil Optimus Prime and two new mysterious characters. So it gives the poster more character to it. Even though this poster is really good, and I think I want this poster, I still will say that this is not my favorite poster in all of the Transformers movie franchise. It's this poster right here, which has a very Bad Boys 2 inspired look to it. It is, after all, Michael Bay, so that's where he got the inspiration from, but I still like that one the most. But I think I might want this poster if I can get my hands on it. Anyways, moving on. For those that are living in Canada, if you are a frequenter or a visitor of the Cineplex movie theater chain, you will be happy to know that Cineplex.com now has Transformers Last Night tickets available for pre-purchase. And I just kept on looking up the website and kept on checking every day to make sure that I can get my tickets. And I finally saw it this morning, and I got 2 showtimes. I'm going to be watching it on June 21st at noon and also 6:45 on the same day. And since I was the first one to check, I was the first one to get my ticket right in the middle. That's where I'm sitting, right in the middle. That's where I like to sit, and I'm really excited. Anyways, a lot of you are probably wondering, well, what about the June 20th showing? There's supposed to be the 7 p.m. Advanced screening at an IMAX 3D. Unfortunately, Cineplex.com hasn't advertised that screening yet. And if it's not going to be advertised, it's possible that they're not having that advanced screening in my city. So I don't know what's going on, but in any case, I will still be watching it on opening day twice. So any of you guys who are living in Canada, make sure you head to Cineplex.com to get your tickets. Alright, let's respond to some comments. XX Unknown Fire XX says, hey Alex, the way you can make Siri repeat what you want to say is you have to say, hey Siri, can I change my nickname? Then she will say, sure, what do you want me to name you? Something along those lines. Then you say what Bumblebee said, and she will repeat herself. Now, of course, this is referring to when I tried to make Siri say the Bumblebee lines, because I was trying to confirm if Bumblebee's voice was actually Siri's voice. Well, I wasn't able to get Siri to repeat what I wanted to say, but I'm gonna use Unknown Fire XX's advice, or his tip, and then we'll see what works. Hey Siri, can you change my nickname?
Okay, what would you like me to call you?
This is so exciting. Oh no, this is not my damn voice.
You would like me to call you? This is so exciting. Oh no, this is not my damn voice.
No.
Okay, I'll keep calling you, Alex.
Thanks, Siri.
Your wish is my command.
Oh, really? Can you get me some tickets for Transformers Last Night?
Okay, I found this on the web for really. Can you get me some tickets for Transformers Last Night?
Okay, anyways, moving on. So it kind of sounded like Bumblebee's voice, or rather what we heard in the TV spot. It kind of didn't. It was kind of off, but you know, but thanks for the tip. And I think this is what we heard was like a version of Siri's voice. So anyways, that was just something amusing. Let's move on to talk about what Nathan Phyllis says. He says there are only 7 Decepticons in the whole movie. That isn't fair at all. Actually, I think that's quite fair. In a way, I don't think it's fair for fighting, because that's a very unfair fight, but I think it's totally fair for the story. Now, let me try to explain what I'm getting at. Back in 2006, during pre-production of Transformers Last Night, or rather the first Transformers film, Michael Bay actually went to Steven Spielberg and he asked him, hey, how many Autobots and how many Decepticons are we gonna have? And then Spielberg suggested that let's just keep it to a minimum, which is 5 Autobots and 7 or 8 Decepticons, and they went with that. And the main reason why is because you always want to give the good guys an unfair advantage, and that's why they did it. 5 Autobots, 8 Decepticons, making it a challenge, and therefore making it not too easy to kill the bad guys. They always got to have a challenge in front of them, and that's what makes the movie exciting. Remember back in 2007 when a lot of the fans suggested to Michael Bay that there weren't enough robots in this film. We want to see more robots. And then Michael Bay interpreted that comment as, you want to see more robots? Okay, I'm going to give you more robots. And then he gave us what we saw in Revenge of the Fallen, where he gave us tons and tons of Decepticons and a lot of Autobots. But those Autobots got so little screen time. Look what happened to the RC triplets. Look what happened to Jolt. And look what happened to all the Constructicons. And look what happened to all those Decepticon drones which he gave us. And returning dead Decepticons like Bone Crusher. You know what I'm saying? So he interpreted that as more robots, but what we ended up getting is less screen time. So what we're gonna see here is, I think, a more focused look at the robots. We're having a certain number of Autobots and a certain number of Decepticons. They're still gonna get an unfair advantage, but keep in mind, there's also evil Optimus Prime. There's the Infernicons. There's Hot Rod. There's the McLaren, whom I don't even know if is actually a robot. There's Cogman, and then there's the Cybertronian Knights, and also Quintessa, and whatever else is out there. So you don't have to worry about it being not fair. I think it's going to be very fair to the audience when we see what we get to see. Believe me. Okay. Craig1208 says, wait, did you just call Izzy a he? Okay, well, first of all, thank you to Craig and everybody else that noticed this. I did call Izzy a he, and that was by accident. Okay, I just want to explain something to you guys, and that is, I actually have a little bit of a major malfunction in the way I communicate, and that is, since I was a kid, I always confused, or rather mixed up, he's and she's and his and hers. And I just cannot fix that. When I was a kid, even though it was supposed to be a she, I kept on saying he, and when it's supposed to be a her, I kept on saying his, and then I would just mix it up, and then to this date, I keep on doing that, and that's my bad. It's my mistake, and thank you for noticing. Now here's my explanation, and I don't know what's going on with me. All right. Anyways, Shane Walker says, I don't really understand why they're releasing so many. I know it's for marketing, but come on. It's 2 weeks till it hits cinema. And by what Shane Walker is talking about is all the TV spots. And following that, Ryan Pearson says, there are so many TV spots and the recent ones show a lot of footage. Do you think it ruins the experience? So let me just explain something to you guys, and that is, back with Age of Extinction, Dark of the Moon, Revenge of the Fallen, there were tons of TV spots. I believe there was even up to 30 TV spots, and they showed a lot of stuff. Sometimes they would show some spoilerous stuff. For example, in Revenge of the Fallen, there was a TV spot, really short one, which showed Sideswipe cutting sideways in half. And I was thinking, okay, I'm done. I don't want to see any more, because they just showed us a confirmed death of Decepticon. And they do that. They ruin the experience sometimes when they do that, but I'll tell you one thing is that Michael Bay still doesn't show us everything, okay? Now, with Sideways dying, like, by the hands of Sideswipe in a TV spot in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, some might think that ruined the movie, but then when you really watch the movie, Sideways wasn't even a real major character to begin with, therefore I didn't even have any real connection with him, so it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And so that's the way Michael Bay operates. He shows us a lot of stuff, even though you might think it ruins the experience. He still has a lot to offer. Believe me, in the 2.5-hour running time that we're getting for this film, believe me, they're going to show a lot more stuff. But I do believe that they're really pushing the marketing this time around even more, mainly because of the fact that there was a huge decline in the domestic box office, and I believe that they're trying to win a lot of the North American fans back. I'm talking about the fans that make up the North American box office by putting out more marketing, pushing out more character scenes and more major sequences like transformations and fight scenes and major money shots and things like that. And that's why they're going really, really heavy on the marketing, even more so than the previous films, considering the fact that we have like, what, 5 trailers now? Maybe even 6 if you consider the Japanese trailer as part of one. So, like, that's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they are going, like, full on into the marketing, but you don't have to worry too much because I don't think that it totally ruins the experience. But I just got this comment from the robot of Doom 5. He says, Alex, I'll just give you a warning to stop watching the TV spots. There's one on YouTube that has 2 huge spoilers, and I unfortunately saw it, and I am super sad, but it won't completely ruin the movie for me. Well, first of all, thank you for taking one for the team, Robot of Doom 5. And actually, in the last 3 days, I haven't seen any TV spots. I haven't seen the Japanese trailer. I haven't seen the brand new trailer, which I just learned is the same as the Japanese trailer. I haven't seen any of the extended TV spots. I have not watched TV spots for the last 3 days. So that is that, and I'm gonna keep it at that. And even though I know you guys are sending me like direct messages and direct tweets and making Facebook comments telling me to check out this new TV spot, you gotta respond or you gotta review this and react to this new TV spot, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. There's less than 2 weeks away and I'm done reacting to and reviewing TV spots. I'll check them all out after the movie comes out. The fact is that this film comes out in less than 2 weeks from now, and I don't want to see anymore. I just don't want to see anymore. I've already read some of the comments, and it already talks about, like, and I don't even want to say it just because there are some people who don't want to get spoiled, but I'll just say that there are major characters that we haven't seen, transformations, and surprises. So I just want to save all that for the actual movie experience, and I would recommend that you do the same, because let's be real, you already know you're going to watch the movie. None of this marketing is going to make you want to watch the movie even more. You already really, really, really want to watch this movie. So therefore, what is the point? Well, some of you might be thinking, well, I just want to watch them. It gets me excited. But, you know, I'll tell you that you're going to get a much better enjoyment of the film if you just try to stay away from it. So I'd like to challenge you right now. I'd like to put up a challenge for you right now for the next 12 or so days to not watch any more marketing. And then, you know, I want you to tweet at me. I want you to tweet at me your progress and tell me how you're doing. Did you watch any? Did you fail? Just tweet at me and say, Alex, I failed, I caved in, and I ended up watching more. You know what I'm saying? Or just tell me that I haven't watched any TV spots, and tomorrow just say, I still haven't watched any TV spots, and then the next day just keep on tweeting me, I still haven't watched any TV spots. Alright, so, you know, and if you do, I will be very, very proud of you because I'm doing the exact same thing, alright? So that's all I really got to say with regards to that. I just want to let you guys know I'm not watching any more TV spots. I apologize for that. I'm not reacting to them, but I want you to respect that. You know what I'm saying? I want you to respect my wishes and not ruin it for me. So with that being said, you don't have to keep on sending me, links. You don't have to keep on tweeting at me about what happens. I really don't want to know, and I would actually appreciate it if you didn't do that. So there you have it. Anyways, let's talk about the toys. An event in Beijing, China happened. It's called the MCon Festival. I'm not sure what it's really about, but there was a live video which actually talked about, or rather promoted, the new Masterpiece toys for Transformers, and these are the 10th anniversary Masterpiece editions. for the movie, and of course we have Bumblebee and Optimus Prime here. And while I didn't actually watch the video, I saw some of the screenshots from TF5 2005.com, and what I'm really interested in here is actually seeing the height difference between Bumblebee and Optimus. And what I see here is quite a substantial height difference, but what it really gives us is the true scale of these toys. And from what I see here, in the vehicle mode, the scale is very, very accurate, unlike what we saw before. But this scale really, really complements each other very, very well. And then as for the robots, you can see that Bumblebee is significantly shorter than Optimus Prime. So anyways, I'm looking forward to getting both of them, and I will be happy to display them together. So they're going to look really good together, especially because they're in the right scale. Moving on, let's talk about a Transformers Last Night release. This is for a Legion Class 2-pack. This is a Toys R Us exclusive, and that's the Bumblebee and Megatron exclusive 2-pack, Mission to Cybertron version. And I'm not too crazy about the Bumblebee, but I actually mentioned before that I do want that Megatron. The Megatron Legion Class does look good. So if I want to get that, I have to get Bumblebee as well. Also, here is our first look at a leaked look from Weibo.com of Infernicus, and he's a Legion class combiner, and this is the box for Infernicus, and this is the paint job. In the previous leaked photo that we saw, it was more gray, but as you can see right here, it's a much darker color. I don't really think that is black. It's more of a dark gray. The previous image we saw was more of a lighter gray. And, you know, I can't say that I don't know which one I like more, but at least here it is. I'm quite neutral to it. But I gotta say that, you know, this is still something that previously existed. It's just a repaint and retool of an existing toy. And if you look at the legs, man, that transformation is really, really lazy. I mean, it looks like legs with arms sticking out of it. So that's essentially what it is. Still, I'm gonna pick it up because it's Infernicus. It's a brand new combiner for the Transformers live action movie franchise. You gotta pick that up. Speaking of combiners, here is Dragonstorm. This is the back of the box, and I'm just thinking, so this is a leader class toy, okay, for Dragonstorm, and I'm still confused as to what scale, what class size Stormrain and Dragonicus is going to be. Are Stormrain and Dragonicus both leader classes, and then they come as a 2-pack, and then which makes Dragonstorm an even larger thing? Is it going to be like that? Or is it 2 Voyager classes combined equals a leader class Dragonstorm? I don't really know. It's not very clear in this image, but we will know soon. But I'm just excited that we're getting something as unique as a 2-piece combiner, which forms into a 3-headed dragon. That's actually pretty freaking awesome. I like where they're going with this. And like they had to have, they made this decision during the story writing process, and because of that, they came out with this very unique type of toy. So I really love that. Moving on, from TF5 2005.com, a member by the name of Type R actually showed us a couple of in-hand images of Hot Rod. Now, based on the box here, Hot Rod is a Walmart exclusive, and based on what I see in the box, it looks pretty good. Here's the back of the box. Takes 14 steps to transform. Here's the vehicle. Looks really, really cool. Lamborghini symbol on that. On the front, it's a licensed product. And here he is compared with Lockdown in the vehicle mode. And it looks very, very similar, but obviously, because it's a retool and repaint, they have made the appropriate changes. And here they are side by side. But check this out. They're side by side with each other, but Hot Rod is actually still taller than Lockdown. So what is going on there? Is it really a retool? I'm going to still say that it is, because even though it's a retool, they still can tweak it enough and add enough parts to it that it still makes it change a little bit in size. So really, the transformation is probably similar, but they've added a little bit more mass to him, I guess, or more parts come out in the sense that he ends up being taller. Now check out Hot Rod's face. I really like it. I really like what I see. Even though it's not G1, I'm still very happy with what I see because it's a very accurate representation of what he's like in the actual movie. Here's the side of the face. Lots of detail there. This is a fighting pose, and he's got a lot of guns that come with it. and finally here they are posed together. So I'm liking what I see. I like the paint job on it. It's got definitely more paint than it does compared to Lockdown, because Lockdown's just one color, but I love the black and red and the silver on Hot Rod, and this is going to be a piece that I really want. Okay, and that's all I gotta talk to you guys about in this episode. Let's do shoutouts, and I'd like to give a big shout out to Ian Tan, because well, first of all, I want to read you the message. Hey Alex, Ian here. We met a bit at the IMAX fan event. I'm not sure if you recall, but I said I had a fan edit of Age of Extinction that I'd like to share with you, and here it is. I'd appreciate it if you let me know what you think of it. Enjoy. I hope it is a good time for me I hope this is a good time for me sending this. Haha. This is a good time for you sending this. I actually checked it out last night from beginning to end, and I just want to mention to everybody that Ian was able to edit a 2 hour and 45 minute movie to 2 hours and 4 minutes. Somehow he was able to take out 41 minutes, and I just watched it last night, and the movie still flowed quite well. It actually flowed a little bit better. However, I questioned a few decisions that you made in deciding to take out some robot sequences, some robot screen time. But in the end of all this, I really liked it. I really liked that, you know, it was, you trimmed off a lot of the fat that was unneeded. You trimmed off a lot of the goofy humor scenes that honestly was kind of a little bit cringeworthy humor. I like the fact that it moved along a lot better. There was less of the boring sequences, and it jumped right into action. It wasn't all action, but the story flowed. The story flowed a lot better in the sense that we didn't have these chunks which really didn't add to the story or contribute any sort of narrative at all. So thank you so much for doing this. I know it took a lot of time to do that, but I appreciate for you guys, you showing it to me, and thanks so much. So those are my thoughts and feelings about your fan edit. Moving on, I want to give a big shout out to Luke, and he just got his Optimus Prime tattoo, and wow, this is amazing. You are truly devoted fan, and that is great. It looks really good. Thank you so much for showing me. And finally, we got to give a shout outs to Neil B4 Optimus Prime contributors. Shout out to Aiden No Segueda 15, Gwil Hermie G 2005, Splong Island NY3, and Vincent Mondragon. Thanks so much for your contributions. And like I said before, as long as you get the most amount of likes before the end of this week at midnight, then you will get a prize. So there you have it. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this episode. In the next episode, episode number 190, if you are from Canada, make sure you are gonna watch this episode, because I got a major giveaway to Canadian Ragin Nation Transformers fans. You're not going to want to miss this. This is one of the biggest giveaways I've ever done. Unfortunately, it's only available to Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, and Toronto Ragin Nation fans. But if you are located in any of those cities, I got a major giveaway for you guys. Stay tuned for that. Episode number 190. Do not miss that episode. I'm guaranteeing you guys want to watch that. Anyways, that's all I got to say in this episode. Thank you everybody who's been buying pre-ordering t-shirts and ordering Ragin Nation VIP badges. Ragin Nation VIP badges are on your way, and we're still waiting for a couple more pre-orders for the t-shirts before they are before the final order is complete, and then the t-shirt company will start putting them together, making them for me, and then we're gonna ship them all out. So make sure you get your pre-orders in. Links are in the description box below. And then finally, like I said before, please respect my wishes. I don't want to watch any more TV spots. You're welcome to tweet them at me, but I'm not going to look at them, so you should not tweet them at me. And by not tweeting them at me, you're actually doing me a favor. So do me a favor and don't tweet them at me, and don't tell me what even happens in those TV spots, because I just don't want to know. And I want to challenge you guys to not watch TV spots also, and let me know your progress. That's all I got to say in this episode. Thank you so much. As always, if you enjoyed it, like this video, hit the subscribe button, like me on Facebook, the Ragin Nation, follow me on Twitter, and also I got Instagram. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, because I post a lot of cool stuff at the Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Okay, so relax. Calm down already. So here is a scene right before we